Have you ever thought about how marriage affects our lives in ways we don't even realize? From health and social relationships to work and money, marriage can have some pretty surprising impacts that aren't always obvious. Whether you're married or thinking about marriage, these facts might just change how you view the whole concept. Here are some mind-blowing truths that'll make you rethink marriage. 1. Can you believe American businesses lose $6 billion every year because workers are less productive due to marriage problems? But happy couples? They actually boost their company's profits. Who knew marriage could affect the bottom line, right? 2. The word husband comes from the Old Norse word meaning master of the house. Looks like being a husband had some serious responsibilities back in the day. 3. The word wife might actually come from a root meaning shame or private parts. Wild, right? Words sure change over time. 4. Older married folks are way more likely to stick to healthy habits like working out, not smoking, eating breakfast, and keeping up with doctor visits. Seems like love keeps you healthy. 5. Back in the 1600s, a husband in Massachusetts was put in the stocks next to his wife and her lover. The community thought he wasn't doing his husband duties, so she strayed. Talk about drama. 6. The word groom comes from an Old English word that just means man. So basically, any guy could be a groom back then. 7. 1 in 3 American marriages is either low on sex or completely sexless. What do you think, what's going on there? 8. The average wedding costs $20,000. And guess what? The average divorce costs the same amount. Doesn't that make you rethink that wedding day? 9. Studies say marriage adds more to your happiness than money, sex, or even having kids. Would you agree with that? 10. The word marriage comes from the Latin word mas, which means male. So it sounds like marriage was all about the dudes at first. 11. Divorce doesn't just mess with your emotions, it can mess with your immune system too. And guess what? Getting remarried doesn't have the same health perks as the first marriage. 12. 81% of happy couples said their partner's friends and family don't interfere in their relationship, compared to just 38% of unhappy couples. Maybe keeping things private is key. 13. Our modern marriage traditions come from all over Roman, Hebrew, Germanic cultures, plus Christianity. It's a whole mix of influences. 14. The chance of a first marriage ending in divorce within 5 years is 20%, but for couples who just lived together before marriage, that number jumps to 49%. And after 10 years, it's 33% for marriages, but 62% for cohabitations. So, which do you think is more stable? 15. On average, married couples have sex 58 times a year, just over once a week. That's a lot of romance going on. 16. Only 7% of communication with your spouse is words. The rest? 38% tone of voice and 55% body language. So, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. 17. In ancient Rome, a kiss at the end of the wedding was considered a legal contract. Maybe that's why couples today still kiss to seal the deal. 18. Married folks are twice as likely to go to church as single people. Does marriage make you more spiritual? 19. A survey found that 72% of women have thought about leaving their husbands at some point. Makes you wonder, what's really going on in marriages? 20. Over 2 in 5 Catholics marry outside of their church, and 40% of Muslims in the US marry non-Muslims. Have you noticed this trend? 21. In the Talmud, there's a strict schedule for how often husbands should enjoy their wives. From daily for rich men to every 6 months for sailors, pretty wild, right? 22. The word bride might come from a root meaning to cook or make broth. Could cooking be the secret to a lasting marriage? 23. Due to jobs, kids, TV, hobbies, and everything else, the average married couple spends just 4 minutes a day alone together. Isn't that crazy?